Alright, what's up guys? The final closed beta of Honkai Star Rail started last night. I'll talk more about my access at the end of the video, but it's boring. I want to focus on these character previews that we have. We have 4 of them. They go through all these characters' kits, so I've let a couple of them stack up. So we'll take a look at all their kits, see what they do. Before we do that, I just want to show you guys that there is another giveaway for closed beta eligibility on the Discord. All you have to do is join the Discord and then throw your Hoyoverse ID right in the specific channel that it says, and then you'll have a chance to win. They'll announce that on the 15th. It goes until the 13th, so a couple days from now, and I think they announce it on the 15th. So I want to talk about these character posts. It goes everything from their path to their bonus abilities to their whole kit. Now we have 4 of them to go through, so this video might be long. So if you want to look at a specific character, look down below for the timestamp. I'll have each character timestamped if you want to jump ahead. But we're going to start with Bailu. Alright, so Bailu is a 5-star lightning type abundance path character, as very clearly stated by this. When I did the last video, I completely missed the path symbols. It's like I didn't even look at the graphics that they had for each character. Completely missed the path, which would have given me way more insight as to what each character did. Spoiler, I was pretty wrong on all of them except the healer, but her post said that she was a healer. Whatever, moving on. So Bailu's kit revolves around obviously healing and this invigoration effect, which has to do with her bonus abilities, so we'll come back to that. So first we'll look at her basic. Obviously this is going to be pretty much across the board for everyone, just a normal basic attack, lightning damage. So her skill and her ultimate are both healing skills. She heals an ally, as you see, and then it'll bounce to other allies and heals them for a lesser amount. On top of this healing, this adds the invigoration effect, which we will get to shortly. Heals, bounces to other characters, heals them as well for a little bit less. And this invigoration effect, it doesn't stack, but it can be refreshed by doing this. Bailu's ultimate heals out allies and invigorates allies that aren't invigorated, and if they do have that effect, it'll refresh the duration for them. So what does the invigoration effect do? It basically just heals allies when they're hit. So along with Bailu's invigoration effect in her passive, she can heal a downed character once per fight. Pretty cool. Alright, and lastly, Bailu's technique just gives the invigoration effect to all allies at the start of the fight. So, overall solid healer. I would love to get Bailu from the standard when the game comes out. She seems pretty cool. We need more healers, we know that. So, healers are cool. I know that she's 5-star, but hopefully we'll get some lesser healers as well soon. Oh, almost forgot to talk about her bonus abilities. So let's go back up here. Alright, so her bonus abilities. First one, basically Bailu can just overheal a target temporarily. Really cool. I like that. So if you heal them to max HP, whatever the remainder is, they still get it. Pretty straightforward. Next, the invigoration effect can be triggered additionally. I believe this means that when you use her skill and how it bounces between different characters, it'll by default give invigoration to the first character it hits, but I think it'll give invigoration to the next character it hits. Maybe all 3, I'm not sure. And lastly, invigorated characters just take less damage, which is all around nice. Alright, moving on to Qingque, which is a lot more complicated, I believe. Qingque is a 4-star quantum type character, erudition path. Thank you very much, graphic. I appreciate it. We will come back to her bonus abilities. Alright, so first for Qingque, we're going to look at her passive, because her whole kit revolves around these tiles. And there's 4 types of them. There is cracks, dots, bamboo, and there is fish as well. There are ways to draw these tiles. You draw 1 at the beginning of each round, I believe. So there's 4 types, you can hold up to 4, and then when you have 4 of the same type, activates her concealed state, which enhances her basic attack, increases her overall attack, and then it disappears once you use her enhanced basic attack. So she has these tiles, and you get these tiles just by using her abilities. You can draw them, use them, get rid of them, that sort of thing. So we'll go back to her basic really quick. So remember, for Qingque to enter her enhanced state, she wants 4 of the same tiles. Qingque's basic attack will get rid of one of those suits so that you can work towards getting 4 of the same type for that enhanced state. It does the normal 50% attack or whatever the multiplier is. I don't know if they've changed it. So just the regular attack, and then it gets rid of one of those tiles. So if there's 2 cracks tiles and 1 dot tile, it'll get rid of the dot one. So Qingque's enhanced basic attack, this is when you get 4 of the same tiles. Her attack is increased by default from that state, and then it also enhances her basic. What that does is turns her basic into a mini AoE, so it'll hit the target enemy and then the 2 adjacents, which are not shown in this GIF, but it'll hit 3 enemies. Qingque's skill, she draws a jade tile, Remember, all of her abilities are revolving around getting 4 of the same tile to enter the enhanced state. Also increases her own damage for a certain number of turns, don't know, and this is stackable, so. And it looks like she deals damage in this gift, but doesn't say if she attacks. I'm assuming her skill doesn't attack as well, it's not just a self buff. So Qingque's ultimate attacks enemies. I assume it's all enemies on the field, so it would be AoE. And then after that, she changes her tiles to fish suit, all of them, so that means she will trigger her passive as soon as you pop her ultimate, so AoE, and then it'll enhance her basic attack. And lastly, her technique, she just draws those tiles when entering battle. So as you can see, her whole kit is about drawing these tiles and getting 4 of them to buff herself. And lastly, we'll take a look at her bonus abilities. So Qingque recovers 1 skill point after using her skill for the first time. Cool. Second one's a little bit more interesting. So the damage of her next attack increases after she uses her skill. So theoretically, you enter the state of her passive, right? You have increased attack, you go up to her skill, right? Use her skill, that increases her attack again, gives her 1 extra turn, then use her enhanced basic attack, and you'll have 2 attack increases, 1 from her passive, 1 from her skill, and it'll do mini AoE damage. That could be pretty cool theoretically, I'm not sure. And lastly, her third bonus ability after you use her enhanced basic attack increases her speed. Man, that was a long one. Why? Why is a 4-star so complicated? Let's move on. Let us move on to Tingyun. So Tingyun, 4-star lightning type harmony character. She buffs other characters. We'll come back to her traces, of course. So first, Tingyun's basic deals lightning damage, just like every other normal attack. But also when she deals damage to target enemy, she does additional lightning damage. I don't think this is a follow-up attack. I think it's just the number from your basic and then another number on top of that. I don't think it's a separate follow-up. This damage is also related to her blessed ally effect, which we're getting to next in her skill. Her skill is applying the blessed status to an ally. So Tingyun's skill is a buff. It blesses the target, applies the blessed status. This does 2 things: increases their attack, and when that ally deals damage, it'll also deal lightning damage too. So you can use Tingyun's skill to increase each ally's attack in turn, but so you can have more than 1 ally with the attack buff, I believe. But the additional lightning damage can only happen to the most recently blessed ally. Tingyun's ultimate, you can give energy to a character and then increase their damage. Very straightforward, but also really strong. And lastly, her technique, she just regens a little bit of energy at the start of the battle. So let's go back to her bonus abilities. First one, increases Tingyun's speed for 1 turn after using her skill. Second, just increases her basic attack, but that should increase the basic attack plus the additional lightning damage that comes up with it. So that's pretty good for her since she does 2 instances of damage. And then last ability, she regens energy at the start of her turn. She is constantly regenerating energy in order for her to use her ult to give energy to other characters. That is basically the point of Tingyun. Alright, and lastly for right now, we have Yanqing. We have a couple more characters that should be coming, but these are the only ones that are out currently, and I wanted to take a look at them now. While I had the chance. Alright, so lastly, Yanqing. He's a 5-star ice type character. His path is the hunt, so he's single target. He is on the standard banner, I believe. We'll come back to his bonus abilities because he has this status called Empathic Sword Link, so we need to take a look at that first. First is his basic, just ice damage. Yanqing's skill, ice damage to single enemy, and then activates Empathic Sword Link for 1 turn. Yanqing's ultimate increases his crit rate, and then if he has that Empathic Sword Link effect, his crit damage increases as well. And then it does damage to single target. So ideally, you use this after he's under this effect, and then you have increased crit rate and crit damage. So what does the Empathic Sword Link effect do? His whole kit revolves around increased crit rate, increased crit damage. So his passive does a good amount of stuff, all falling under the Empathic Sword Link effect. A lot of things. Reduced chance to be attacked, increased crit rate, crit damage. When you attack an enemy under this effect, you can also do a follow-up attack, which has a chance to freeze them. This will do Ice DOT. It disappears when he's hit. Lastly, Yanqing's technique, he will just do more damage to enemies with a higher HP than a specific percent of his, doesn't say what, for Yanqing's bonus abilities. His first one, he deals extra ice damage to enemies that are weak to it. When his talent is active, his Empathic Sword Link, his effect resistance increases. And lastly, his third one, when you get a crit, his speed increases. So high crit rate, high crit damage, kind of like an alternate ice Sealy, like an ice Sealy. So that's it for the characters. I'm going to talk about the final beta briefly. So I did not get access to the final beta. through the lottery. I didn't get it through the event. I didn't get it through any giveaways. There was a Twitch drops event last night for closed beta access for 20,000 slots. I claimed it as soon as humanly possible, the minute it was possible for the earliest people to claim them. But there's a delay on that reward going out, so I don't know if I have access to the beta. But I should hear within the next 2 days. So, yeah. I don't have beta access, but I might be getting it. On a side note, congrats to everyone that got access to the beta. Hope you have fun playing. The beta should last for a fair amount of time, so I should have plenty of time to explore and do a lot of stuff. Thank you for all the comments on recent videos, and help with the pronunciation. Hopefully I did a little bit better this time around with these characters. One final last thing, follow me at twitch.tv/smexu. If I get access today, I'll be streaming tonight at 9 PM Eastern. But if not, I will be streaming in the days to follow. So if I get access and you're interested in seeing the new area early, I will be speedrunning through the beginning part because I have already played through it. I will be getting through the beginning of the game relatively quickly to experience the new area. And that is all. So I know it was a long one. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped you learn a little bit more about some of the characters if you haven't seen them already. And hopefully I'll be back next video with closed beta footage. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.